Hello everyone, today I won a Pokemon League challenge with this Greninja EX froslass deck, so I'm just going to run through some of the accounts and give a bit of rationale. We've got a 4-1-3 Greninja EX line, pretty standard for a stage 2 deck. We've got the full 4-4 froslass line, because there's not that many good search options for a stage 1, so we want to be drawing into them as much as possible. That's why we've got the 4 froslass, and then we've got the 2 Cleffa. This deck is extremely dependent on Cleffa because ideally the first turn you would get as many Froakie and Snorants down as possible and then be drawing up to 6 with Cleffa. Generally speaking, well, I don't play TM Evolution because I feel like the Cleffa player is much stronger, so that's why we've got the 2 in there. Moving on to supporters, I've got 4 Irida. Irida is essentially a super Arven in the early game because it allows you to get a water Pokemon and a Buddy Puffin. So using Irida, you can get a Froakie and a Snorant as well as a Cleffa. We've got 2 Arven on top of that just because we've already maxed out the Irida, so we may as well be using Arven past that. We've got 2 Research because this deck has no natural draw engine. So a lot of the time you'll find yourself Shinobi Blading for a Research just to get more cards, and then we've got 2 Iono for the hand disruption for your opponent. Then last but not least, we've got 1 Boss's Orders as your gusting options. Moving on to trainers, we've got 4 Buddy Puffin as the standard search card for basic Pokemon. We've got 4 Rare Candy just to try and draw into that as much as possible. A lot of the time with this deck, you do need to use Irida or Arven to find one of the pieces, either a Rare Candy or an Ultra Ball, to get into your Greninja EX, so maxing out the Rare Candy counts just helps find those pieces naturally. Then we've got 3 Ultra Ball. I didn't really want to go up to 4 because there's not that many things that you want to discard with this deck, and I find 3 seems to work quite well. Then we've got Nest Ball as sort of extra basic search on top of the Buddy Puffin. We've got 2 Earthen Vessel because we're playing 6 cards that search out trainers in Irida and Arven, so having the 2 Earthen Vessel is always a good option to have. And then you've got 2 Counter Catcher because this deck does tend to fall behind, so having those 2 extra gust options, usually they are online. Moving over to the remaining trainers, then we've got 1 Lost Removal, which helps get rid of Bravery Charms. A lot of the time, if you're against Gardevoir, for example, your opponent might use a Bravery Charm to stop something being KO'd from Froslass ticks. So getting the Lost Remover allows you to get that KO. Super Rod, standard recovery for a stage 2 deck. 1 TM Devolution just to take advantage of the Froslass ticks. We've got 1 Rescue Board, which does help if you're stuck in the early game, you've not got energy, you can always Arven for the Rescue Board to retreat into the Cleffa. And then you've got the A-Spec of choice is the Unfair Stamp. I think having played the League Challenge, I would go back to playing a Hyper Aroma. I think getting into the game is much more important with this deck. Then last but not least, we've got 6 Water Energy and 2 Double Turbo, as well as 1 Artisan. So that is the deck list. Thanks for watching and stay tuned because I've got another challenge tomorrow.